Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
I thought you'd never ask. It's Tuesday, the 18th day of August. Today is National Fajita Day, or as I heard it ordered in a restaurant once, fajita.
Oh, really?
Can I have one of these fajitas? I'm like, oh, I think it's fajita, but I don't want to correct you. It's also National Mail Order Catalog Day. When I was a kid, that was a big deal.
Oh, yeah, we used to see
What was your favorite? Sears catalog, JCPenney?
JCPenney.
Yours was JCPenney.
Yeah.
Mine was the Sears catalog because there were more toys in that one, I think. So, Oh, man, I loved that. National Ice Cream Pie Day as well today. So, going back to the mail order catalog, you know where the Sears catalog, where that originated?
Was that here on?
No.
Norfolk, Nebraska?
No, that was Hallmark. That was a town we lived in as well. But I grew up in Huron, South Dakota. It's just west of there, Woolsey, South Dakota.
Okay.
And if you go to Woolsey, you won't even see a sign saying this is where Sears started, which is crazy. You'd think they'd put a sign up or something. I don't know. Maybe they have now. I haven't been there in years. By the way, today's a Tuesday, so we have Tuesdays with Charlie coming up.
The old way of living with diabetes is a pain. The new way is with a continuous glucose monitor. You simply apply a discreet, easy-to-use sensor on your body. If you test your blood sugar at least 4 times per day and inject insulin at least 3 times per day or use an insulin pump and have private insurance or Medicare, you might be eligible for a CGM with little or no cost to you. Call now and say goodbye to finger pricks.
800-659-7805. That's 800-659-7805.
Now, surveys and studies and such brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com. 3 studies to do today because, first, researchers at Duke University have been studying which fabrics are the most effective at stopping the spread of COVID-19 when you're making masks. So they're working on that. Then another Duke University study says bandanas, gaiters, Gaiters. What's that? Do you know what that
I
is?
think that's the kind of things that you wear around your neck, the things that slide up.
So it's like a sleeve thing?
Yeah.
Gaiters and knitted masks are the least effective face coverings. And then there's a third study here from Holland. Their top scientists say there is no evidence that masks work, and they say they could be limiting your ability to develop immunity. So 3 different studies. You take your pick. They're all in the show notes for today. I'm not going to get in the argument. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show. If you have a credit card, our friends at BetterCreditCards.com would like to make sure it's the best credit card for you. Take a few minutes to look at your current interest rate and then see what you get for points and perks. Then go to BetterCreditCards.com to see if they can help you find a better credit card. This will literally cost you nothing, and it could help you save money by getting a better credit card. Even if you don't have a credit card right now, you can check it out too at BetterCreditCards.com. That's BetterCreditCards.com. This is your Brain on Drugs, brought to you by TimeForRehab.com. A 23-year-old Nashville woman is charged with public indecency and public intoxication when she was observed wearing a white T-shirt and flashing strangers who drove by.
Oh, that's nice.
She was then found walking around with her pants down and claiming not to know why. Why do you have your pants down? I have no idea why. She admitted to taking cocaine 2 hours prior to the incident and also was intoxicated. So 23 years young and has some major
really
stuff going
sad.
on. Here's my only hope. My only hope is that at that age, at 23, she's been arrested. So hopefully this will be the wake-up call for her to make a change in her life. Sometimes you have to hit rock bottom before you make a change. And boy, oh boy, getting arrested for being under the influence of cocaine and other things, that might be a wake-up call, I hope. Sad story. It could have been a lot worse. At least she didn't get hurt, because she could have very easily been hurt in that condition. Again, all of the info in the show notes. That's what happens when your brain is on drugs. Now, big screen, little screen, brought to you by ChannelSurferTV.com. Celebrity chef Rachel Ray. I met her. She was on the same show our son was on. This has been a long, long time ago. She was cooking something on that show.
I remember that.
She and her family are safe after escaping a fire in their home.
Oh, geez.
So there are people online that are making very I think, inappropriate comments talking about her home is well done, or it's home flambe. I'm like, oh, guys, she had her house burned down. Like, you don't joke about that.
Oh, that's too bad.
It is. Antonio,
was that like in the California fires or something? Or
I have no
just,
idea.
Oh,
I don't know what it just says after they escaped a fire in their home. Antonio Banderas revealed last week on Twitter that he tested positive for COVID-19, and he spent his 60th birthday in quarantine. That's too bad. He seems like a neat dude, Antonio Banderas.
I don't know.
I don't know. I just always thought he seemed like a neat guy. The hit film from 1987, Three Men and a Baby,
I remember that movie.
is being remade by Disney Plus.
Oh,
Zac
seriously?
Efron will play the lead role. I'm thinking one of the three men, probably not the baby. And they're going to be making this. It's called the biggest Hollywood reboot since the last Hollywood reboot. So there you go. Big screen, little screen, brought to you by ChannelSurferTV.com.
If you take Viagra or Cialis, call now with your prescription and pay as little as $2 a pill. Call Pharmacy Shop 24/7 to get generic versions of Viagra or Cialis for as little as $2 a pill, plus free discreet shipping.
Call 800-214-7977. 800-214-7977. 800-214-7977. Again, that's 800-214-7977.
Now your scoop of the day comes your way courtesy of InsuranceChicken.com. More than 140 cats, yes, kitty cats, were recovered last week from a home in Park Township, Michigan. 140 cats. Authorities say the house may be unfit for humans because of the stench. Really? Anyway. St.
I
Joe,
would assume 140 cats. I would assume it smells awful.
I would assume so. Animal Control is scrambling to find medical assistance and temporary placement for cats. So It was last week. Hopefully they got them all placed by now. But if you're interested, St. Joseph County Animal Control is what you'd want to look for and say, hey, I'll take a dozen of them cats.
I'll take a dozen.
I don't know how many a person would take. 21-year-old Florida man arrested Monday after authorities said he was clocked driving 132 miles per hour.
Whoa!
And the reason he was arrested, he had a 6-month-old son in the car with him. So if he would have been on his own, he probably would have been charged with, reckless driving and all the tickets and stuff. But they're like, no, this is child endangerment.
Yeah, that's horrible.
And you get to go to jail now. 132 miles an hour. Says he was driving, and online everybody's saying what's more surprising is the fact that he was driving a Hyundai Accent. So like, that thing will go 132 miles per hour. So
he's endangering everybody.
Absolutely.
Doing that.
Yeah, you don't do that. That's a really bad idea. Now, here's a story that I don't understand some of the decisions being made right now. But parents living in Upper New York's West Side are furious where the mayor there ordered 3 neighborhood hotels to be converted into shelters for drug addicts and sex offenders. And they're saying, why are you putting them in our family neighborhoods? So, and again, I understand everybody has to have a place somewhere, but this is something that usually there's like a process, and there are people really upset because that process wasn't followed. So I've got a link to the story. I don't have any more details than I just read to you, but there's a link if you want to read all the details. It's just really confusing to me. Now, Mexico has announced that schools will not reopen in the fall. What they're doing, not doing online learning, they're doing television learning. So they're having teachers teach class over the television. So you turn on your TV to a certain channel, and all the different classes will be taught that way. So I don't understand how you do that with different grades. So unless, first grade is going to be from this time to this time, second, whatever. I'm not sure how that works, but it's an interesting idea. So they're going to be teaching the children through television. Or maybe it's different channels for each class. I don't know. Anyway, interesting idea. And Johnson & Johnson say they can produce 1 billion doses of their potential vaccine by next year if this proves to be successful. It would consider injecting healthy volunteers with the virus if they don't have enough patients for the trials. Some are stunned that they would inject healthy volunteers. Others are nervous that what if this gives a negative effect and the vaccine doesn't work? So saying we don't have enough sick people to test this on. There's others going, well, then why do we need a virus?
Then why do we need a vaccine?
Why do we need a vaccine?
Yeah,
I
if
don't
there's
know.
not enough people to test it on, then it's clearly not an issue.
I'm sure there's enough people. I've got a link to the story if you want to read all of the details. That is in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com. Nobody wants to buy car insurance. It's not a fun thing to think about, but it's something you need if you want to drive your car. So even if you don't want to buy insurance, you probably have to get it from someone. So why not buy it from InsuranceChicken.com? Okay, I'll admit, our website name is dumb. InsuranceChicken.com. Yeah, our marketing department is not that great. But our selection of insurance options is amazing. See if we can save you money each month on our dumb website, InsuranceChicken.com. That's InsuranceChicken.com. And it's time right now for my favorite program, something we do every Tuesday, just because we can. We pick up the phone, we call my father-in-law for a little thing we like to call Tuesdays with Charlie.
Tuesdays with Charlie on the John and Heidi Show.
What kind of cool stuff we can learn about today?
Well, let's see what we got here, what my staff come up with here.
Okay.
I don't buy this because my wife buys all my clothes for me, but in an effort to increase sales, some clothing stores use mirrors that make you look 10 pounds thinner.
I know.
I've seen those lion mirrors before.
Dirty mirrors.
I have seen those before. I was looking in a mirror. I was like, wow, I look pretty darn good.
I have too, and then you get it home and you look in the mirror and you just a blob.
I don't look pretty good. How did I not notice the seams bulging in that other mirror?
There ought to be a law against that.
I agree. That is just wrong. Either that or they should sell them for at-home use so you feel better about yourself all the time.
Here, you're going to need this mirror to pull off that outfit. What do you mean? Trust me. Take the mirror. Don't ever go out in public. And then things should be fine.
I've seen some of the stuff you wear, and it has nothing to do with the mirror.
Hey, with the proper amount of mirrors, I look good. A lot of smoke and mirrors to make that happen.
Here's some restaurant news. Whataburger and Whataburger mean what, one word, and what-a burger, both different restaurants, open on the same day without the knowledge of each other's existence.
Really? So Whataburger and what-a burger are two different companies that open on the same day?
Yep.
How crazy is that?
Meet me at Whataburger. What, where, who?
What a story.
Which Whataburger? I wonder if they're in the same community.
They might be in some. I think the one is like a chain.
Which one?
Whataburger.
The Whataburger one. That's interesting.
Well, that's why I give you this stuff.
It is.
Hey, then, speaking of food, you like chicken eggs?
I do. I like chicken eggs.
Have you ever broke one open and seen a double yolk?
I have. It's been a long time, but I have. Is that good luck or something?
Well, no, I've never seen one, but you know the most yolks ever found in a single chicken egg? How many?
7.
Close. 9.
9.
Wow.
Holy cow. It's a lot of yolks, and that's no yolk.
Been a big chicken.
Must have been. Lived next to a nuclear power plant.
So was it a much bigger egg? I wonder if it had that many yolks in it.
I don't know, but I bet it hurt coming out.
I bet it did.
An egg with a side of tears. All right, you ready for a question from us, Charlie?
Sure.
All right, I've got a question for you here. At any given time, how many Americans are in airplanes over the United States?
Ooh.
I couldn't believe this number. It's a lot of people. How many people are flying over the top of the country right now?
Just Americans, though?
It says this
Or
many
people.
Americans are airborne over the
Okay.
United States. So I don't know. It's probably all people.
God, I told you this once.
I think you did. I don't remember the stuff
Tell
you
you a lot of
said.
stuff. Sometimes you retain it, sometimes you don't.
I know.
Let's go with 3 million.
No, it's less than it. 61,000 Americans. So you were a little high.
But if we're talking, I mean, if that is just Americans.
Okay. And this says in an average hour, there are over 61,000 Americans airborne over the United States. So I suppose if you add up a whole day, you're probably a lot closer. If you add up a whole week, yeah, you're probably right
and if
on.
you add up the whole world, how many people
We're all in the air.
are airborne?
All the time.
Question, because if you said every hour, I'd have nailed it.
Oh, see, I wasn't specific enough. Son of a gun. Well, I'll try to be more specific next time.
Good.
Should we conduct an experiment and see if everybody will jump all at the same time? What would happen?
What are you talking
We'd
about?
knock like the Earth off of its rotation axis or whatever.
If everybody jumped up in the air at, say, 10 o'clock on the button,
Yeah,
everybody take a big leap up.
everybody jump all at once.
If all of our listeners jumped at the same time, we wouldn't have enough to spill a glass of water.
Hey, we have tens of listeners, Heidi. Listen to what she says about you, Charlie, and your portion of the program. It's not very nice, is it?
I'm talking about the whole program, not just a portion.
All right. Well, Charlie, it's always a pleasure. We'll talk to you again next week if you'll take our call.
Well, we'll see.
Bye, Daddy.
It's questionable.
Bye-bye.
Bye, Fluff. Bye, John.
Bye-bye. My father-in-law right there. We talk to him every Tuesday just because we can. It's a little program we like to call Tuesdays with Charlie.
The old way of living with diabetes is a pain. The new way is with a continuous glucose monitor. You simply apply a discreet, easy-to-use sensor on your body. If you test your blood sugar at least 4 times per day and inject insulin at least 3 times per day or use an insulin pump and have private insurance or Medicare, you might be eligible for a CGM with little or no cost to you. Call now and say goodbye to finger pricks.
800-659-7805. That's 800-659-7805.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Have you ever gone on the internet?
Yeah, once or twice.
Have you ever had to say, yes, I accept the privacy policy,
Yes.
whatever? Have you ever read any of those?
Nobody does.
Exactly. People hate privacy policies. The fine print, if you would do, it says it would take you 76 work days, 8 hours a day to read every online policy that you agree to per year. So it would take literally 76 days to read them.
Nobody reads those things.
If you just the ones the average person agrees to in a year. So
Right.
I have actually scrolled through because I'm just going, what am I even agreeing to? I kind of scroll through it, and a lot of it made no sense to me, and I'm like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, because it's all written in legalese, and you
That
don't
is-
understand it anyway.
Yeah, so the fun fact today, people hate privacy policies. That is today's fun fact. If you have a credit card, our friends at BetterCreditCards.com would like to make sure it's the best credit card for you. Take a few minutes to look at your current interest rate and then see what you get for points and perks. Then go to BetterCreditCards.com to see if they can help you find a better credit card. This will literally cost you nothing, and it could help you save money by getting a better credit card. Even if you don't have a credit card right now, you can check it out too at BetterCreditCards.com. That's BetterCreditCards.com. Time now for a news headline from somewhere in this world. I'm giving you 2 today. They're both from, Dateline, New Zealand. So first some good news, then not as great news. New Zealand marked 100 days since they were able to effectively eliminate the spread of COVID-19. So they had nobody for 100 days.
That's awesome.
But here's the bad news. New Zealand's streak is now done. They have the prime minister there announced last week, today, 1 week ago today, that authorities found 4 confirmed cases in one household. So that's still doing really good.
Right.
It's one household that's affected compared to the entire country.
Right.
So that's really cool. And it's interesting. Every time there's a story about New Zealand, and when the prime minister is mentioned, they always put millennial prime minister because they're always making a point of the fact that she's a millennial. I wonder if that bothers her because she's got to be going, dude, that's not why I was elected. It's not because I'm a millennial.
Huh.
She happens to be a millennial. But there you go. I've got to link both of those stories in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com.
If you take Viagra or Cialis, call now with your prescription and pay as little as $2 a pill. Call Pharmacy Shop 24/7 to get generic versions of Viagra or Cialis for as little as $2 a pill, plus free discreet shipping.
Call 800-214-7977. 800-214-7977. 800-214-7977. Again, that's 800-214-7977.
Now, some weird news brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. This was floating around the internet last week, and I didn't think it was true at first. I thought there's just no way. But Hasbro says they're pulling their troll dolls from store shelves after a petition because there's a button
this was gross.
under the skirt of the dolls that you push to make it do different things. And it was
to
called
make it giggle and
Tour
sigh.
Giggle and Sing Poppy. Anyway, it says they have a button on their stomach when pressed to prompt the doll to sing phrases like, how about a hug? But many people have a problem with a second button that's placed under the skirt that causes the doll to make noises
to
like
giggle and
wee
sigh.
and oh. One Twitter video with over 500,000 views, and that's when the story was written about a week ago, so I'm sure it's way more than that. A spokesperson there says, this feature was designed to react when the doll was seated, but we recognize the placement of the sensor may be perceived as inappropriate. So they're saying that was not our intention. It was so when the doll was sitting.
You gotta wonder, though. I'm sorry. That's not an accident.
No matter what it is, it's weird. It's very, very weird.
Yep.
And that is why it is today's Weird News. Time now for your Moment of Duh, brought to you by InsuranceChicken.com. A Long Island woman got herself in a little bit of trouble with a profanity-laced rant in a supermarket's frozen food section when an employee confronted her about not wearing a mask. The viral video footage uploaded to Twitter last Saturday shows the woman in a grocery store where a staffer had the audacity to tell her to follow the state mandate and wear a mask. And she said some things that I can't say on the radio.
Right.
Don't pull your la la la. Anyway, she shouted at employees, adding that the worker must be stupid because she is working in a supermarket. That's not nice.
Wow.
The woman responded to a New York Post and said the employee was her mother, who was worried about possibly bringing the deadly bug home to two 70-year-old relatives. So, anyway, the whole thing. So the worker was asking, hey, you need a mask because I'm trying to stay safe so I don't get my mom sick. Anyway, just be nice to each other. That's end of story.
And here's the thing. It's not the employee's fault that they have to mandate something within the store. They're there trying to earn a living.
Doing their job. So don't be mean to the people working there.
Right.
They're just doing their job. So there you go. That is the end of the story. Thanks for listening to today's Moment of Duh. Nobody wants to buy car insurance. It's not a fun thing to think about, but it's something you need if you want to drive your car. So even if you don't want to buy insurance, you probably have to get it from someone. So why not buy it from InsuranceChicken.com? Okay, I'll admit, our website name is dumb. InsuranceChicken.com. Yeah, our marketing department is not that great. But our selection of insurance options is amazing. See if we can save you money each month on our dumb website, InsuranceChicken.com. That's InsuranceChicken.com. Time now for fake news or Florida. Heidi, tell me, is this a true story from the great state of Florida, or is it fake news made up to trick you and amuse me? Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, here we go. Fake news or Florida? A Vero Beach man accused of having cocaine in his hat told investigators he didn't know where the drugs came from. Fake news or Florida?
I could totally see that being Florida.
Yeah. He's like, I didn't know.
They're not mine. I didn't even know they were there.
In my hat?
What
you
are you
kidding
talking
me?
about?
In this hat? No way.
Yeah.
I can see that happening anywhere, really.
Oh, I could too.
So there you go. That is. Hey, if you want to try to see if you can stump Heidi with a fun story that's one that you made up, or if you just see something that seems like it's so ridiculous it couldn't be true, you can share that through our website at the bottom of the page at johnandheidishow.com.
John and Heidi.
This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by the John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying the John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
We always try to wrap things up around here with good news, and I think this is good news. Actually, kind of a cool story brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com. And this is something that, again, I just think this is a neat story. A 103-year-old grandmother gets to cross something off her bucket list, something she's wanted to do for a long time. 103-year-old grandmother crossed off, get a tattoo.
Oh, what did she get?
She's 103, and Dorothy Pollock in Michigan went to AWOL Custom Tattooing with her granddaughter to become the oldest person to ever get a tattoo in that parlor. She's 103. So she got a little frog on her skin. So there's a cute little frog. I think they call it a tree frog. It's green.
Oh.
Anyway, it says, thanks a ton to AWOL Tattooing and the staff for making Granny feel comfortable and to feel like a star. You are amazing. I see everybody's got their masks on. She's smiling. You can see the smile in her eyes.
Oh,
she's just
how
She's
great
waving
is
with her hand.
that?
And she got the tattoo like on her forearm. So it's really
Atta
cool.
girl.
And then when she rode away, she also got to cross another thing off her bucket list. She had never, ever had a chance to ride on a motorcycle. So somebody there had a motorcycle.
Oh, my gosh.
So they said, you want to ride? So you see her on the back of a motorcycle.
That is so cool. What a great day. That sounds like an awesome day for me.
There's probably a lot of people listening going, that does not sound like my ideal day. But you know what? That is the beautiful thing.
Oh, that's fantastic.
She's 103. It's
Good
something
for
that she's always
her.
wanted to do, and now she's done it. So I just think that's super cool. I've got a link to the story in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com. Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a great day. Thank you so much for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Tuesday.